Albania now is looking into really strongly coming out with a Citizenship by Investment program. Now remember, Albania has applied for EU membership. They have about 115 countries and territories that you can go to visa-free or visa-free on arrival. Their tax structure is set up where there's around a 23% top tax bracket. There are other taxes like Social Security. One problem with Albania is if you live there, they're going to tax you on your worldwide income. As I've mentioned to you before, you should be looking for either territorial tax programs or also pure tax havens where you can actually live there and not have to pay any income taxes if your income is made outside the country. Pure tax havens like St. Kitts, you won't have any income tax either inside or outside. I really like that structure better. It just gives you a lot more flexibility. If you're going to be spending money for citizenship programs too, folks, you want to get something you're not going to look back and regret it and then have to purchase it all over again with another program. I see people doing this all the time. Anyway, IMI newsletter came out with the article because actually, Albania has applied for EU membership, and this is a big drawback because the EU is going to probably either not let them in the membership if they continue and decide to come out with this, but they're acting like they still want to come out with it, irregardless of the EU membership. But it might have some things that you might like. I'm going to tell you some things about it, and then you can go from there. But this came out in IMI newsletter. And also, folks, if you want to legally get your income taxes to zero or how to get a second passport as quick as 45 days, do 3 things. Hit the subscribe button at the right of your screen right here, and you get new videos automatically as they come out. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below. Number 3 is go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. All right, now, it was titled Albania should refrain from opening a Citizenship by Investment program. The European Commission reiterates. Now, in a report that was published just a couple of days ago evaluating Albania's progress on reforms in connection with its bid for eventual EU membership, the European Commission states explicitly that the country should not open a Citizenship by Investment program, noting that Albania's Council of Ministers in July adopted a decision allowing the Ministry of the Interior to launch a tender for a public-private partnership that would serve to roll out an investor's citizenship scheme, Golden Passports. The report iterated the commissioners by now familiar with, but not yet unsubstantiated assertion that such programs pose risk as regards for security, money laundering, tax evasion, terrorist financing, corruption, and infiltration of organized crime that would be incompatible with the EU rules and regulations. Now, one thing, too, to tell you about this, to compare this with St. Kitts. St. Kitts has got 162 visa-free or visa-free on arrival countries and territories that you can travel to. Albania's got about 115. And, of course, the tax system is totally different. You can totally live in St. Kitts, totally income tax-free. Albania's going to have not real high taxes at 23%, more than I'd want to pay. But the report went on to say that it warned that as a candidate country, Albania should refrain from developing such a scheme as Citizenship by Investment if they're thinking about applying for or getting membership in the EU. Now, much of the wording employed in the statement mirrors exactly that used in a similar progress report on Albania from 2021. Now, the warning, in other words, is not new, and Albania made it clear it would pay it no heed by announcing a Citizenship by Investment government advisory tender offer some 9 months after first hearing it. Now, this looks like they might end up coming out with this. In statements made to Balkan Insight in August, director of the Special Citizenship Programs Drafting Agency, Bledar Skandera, he characterized the European Commission's position as prejudiced, pointing out that he had provided assurances the program would be corruption-free, and revealing he had explained the safeguards the program would have in place. He also highlighted that a concern for security is likely not the Commissioner's chief bone of contention regarding the Citizenship by Investment. Now, the EU says that European values are not for sale. In the meantime, 100,000 people enter France without being verified, he said in August. Now, Albanian Prime Minister Edi Rama first announced his government's intention to open a citizenship by investment program in November 2019 during a conference that was there in London. Only weeks later, then European Commissioner for Justice Vera Jourova hinted that any such program could jeopardize the country's EU accession prospects. So if they go with this, probably they're not going to get accepted in the EU. But it looks like they're kind of jolting on this EU membership because they want this program. The European Commissioner's position on citizenship by investment is by now settled. It considers such programs a security threat, a violation of the principle of sincere cooperation, and generally an affront to morality. Indeed, following a multi-year dispute with Malta over the matter, the Commissioner recently took a step of escalating the matter to the European Court of Justice, where a final settlement of the matter is expected. A favorable citizenship by investment ruling in the case has the potential to pave the way for further citizenship by investment programs in the EU. In other words, what's going to happen with this thing with Malta will probably determine if the EU will let further countries that are members, have citizenship by investment programs, but I don't think they will. I think they're going to try to outlaw them. We'll see what happens, and we'll see if this country continues to go forwards. If you want to know more on this and other type programs like this, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. And again, don't forget, hit the subscribe button at the right of your screen here. You'll get new videos automatically as they come out. And I'll look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.